Hey YouTube guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Crazy Cowboy here with little excerpts, not experts. All the experts proved to be wrong anyway, right, Fauci? A couple experts from the podcast coming up your way. First of all, we're going to talk about my prediction on how Joe Biden, your president, my president too, I hate to admit it, but the potato's my president right now. He's going to be flipping some policy stances. Okay, these are just my predictions on what he's going to do. I'll be back in a minute and 17 seconds because we got to play that national anthem and hit it.
Is a 9-0 production.
Welcome back to the Right Side Podcast. Me, Crazy Cowboy. We're going to go ahead and talk about how I think, just my prediction, if Joe Biden actually is going to run for president in 2024, he's going to flip some policies that he's already enacted that has made our country just go down the shit tube. First and foremost, I think he's going to open up or close the border. He's going to close his opened border on the southern tier of our United States. If you remember correctly, back when the Kung Flu virus hit, Trump went ahead and shut down flights from China, incoming people from China, because that's where the flu started. That's where the Kung Flu started, and he didn't want any more of it being brought in. He was called racist and xenophobic, and any other kind of ism that the left wants to go ahead and make up for people they don't like. One of those people that called him hysterically xenophobic was Joe Biden. Okay? Now, Joe Biden says, oh, he didn't mean it for China when Trump shut it down for China, but that's bullshit. And thanks to Bill O'Reilly, which you're going to see here in a minute, we're going to show a clip of Joe Biden calling Trump hysterically xenophobic on the day that he shut the border down to all incoming Chinese flights. All right, let's take it away. Cut one.
Thing that Donald Trump did that was perspicacious, word of the day, was he stopped the China travel very fast. And I just want to remind everybody, when it gets political, when it gets party politics on a virus, here's what Joe Biden said the day that Donald Trump stopped the Chinese flights. Go.
Coronavirus emanated from China. A national emergency, worldwide alerts. The American people need to have a president who they can trust what he says about it, that he is going to act rationally about it. In moments like this is where the credibility of the president is most needed, as he explains what we should and should not do. This is no time for Donald Trump's record of hysterical xenophobia.
Okay, Joe Biden's own words, hysterically xenophobic. So, even Mike Pence, for all you rhinos out there that really think Mike Pence did the right thing, which he may not have, even for all you rhinos out there, listen, Mike Pence is going to tell you the same thing. Okay? that Joe Biden called our president hysterically xenophobic for shutting down incoming Chinese people to our country because of the Kung flu. Pence, take it away. Cut 2, please.
They arrived, and the coronavirus struck from China. But I'm here to tell you, before the first documented case of community transmission in the United States, President Trump did what no American president had ever done. He suspended all travel from China, the second largest economy in the world. Now, Joe Biden called that xenophobic. He did. He actually said it was hysterical. He actually wrote in USA Today a couple of days before the president took action that closing off travel from any country in the world in a pandemic would, quote, make things worse. But I'm here to tell you, as head of the White House Coronavirus Task Force these last 8 months, Joe Biden got it wrong. President Trump's action shutting down all travel from China bought us invaluable time to stand up the greatest national mobilization since World War II, and it saved countless American lives. In that time, we reinvented testing. We saw to the distribution and manufacture of billions of medical supplies. We went to work on therapeutics that, as we speak, are saving lives around America. And under Operation Warp Speed, we literally will have tens of millions of doses of the first coronavirus vaccine in the world before the end of this year.
So there's Mike Pence telling you the exact same thing that Joe Biden even told you himself. Trump was hysterically xenophobic for shutting down any incoming flights from China, the originator of the Kung flu that we all know and happened. It came from the Wuhan lab in China. But Trump was xenophobic. Trump was racist. Hell, he was misogynistic. He was everything. He was all the isms that the left can think of, right? But wait a minute. If Trump was so bad and such a xenophobe, then why are you doing the same thing, Joe? Why is Joe Biden doing the exact same thing? Now China got the zero COVID policy. Lockdowns all over the place, right? So what does Joe Biden do? He goes ahead. He does the same exact thing that Trump did. He shuts down the border to Chinese flights. Wants them all to get negative COVID tests before they could step foot in this country. Not at the southern border, right? Just anywhere. You can come in from the southern border illegally. Don't have to worry about a negative COVID test. But God forbid, if you're from China, you have to get a negative COVID test before you come in. Don't believe me? Hold on. Put it up. There it is. Okay? Biden shutting down anything coming in from China to get a negative COVID test. So it's okay for Biden, or it's okay for Biden, but it's not okay for Trump. This is the way your president works. Okay? So, just to wrap things up, Trump was xenophobic for shutting down the border to the Chinese, but Biden's not xenophobic for shutting down the border to the Chinese. He's reinstating Trump's policies, right? So here's my prediction. Not only is he going to close the southern border, he just went down there yesterday, the day before, whenever, 6th of January, 5th of January, blaming Republicans for the open border, mind you, right? After he went ahead and opened it up after he took office. He's going to shut the southern border down, okay? Just to make himself look a little bit better, like Clinton did in the 90s. He's also going to open up, not, you know what, that's a bad word. He's going to permit drilling in the United States again to lower our energy costs. Okay, So yeah, he's given all these leases out to the big oil companies, to the small oil companies, to the little individual oil companies. Yeah, you can give them the lease. So think about this. If you're opening up a business, right? Say you're opening up a mom and pop store, you go and you get a place to work your business out of. 123 Main Street, Suite 102. Okay, you go, you talk to a landlord, you say, hey, I want to lease this place. I have a business. Sign on the paper. Now you are having the place to open up your business. Okay, you just can't open up. Okay, so Biden has given the oil companies, these people, the leases to the land, right? In order for you to open up your business, you got to get your business license. You got to go, if you're opening up a food place, you got to get the health inspection, the food inspection for your business. You got to go through all these little freaking permits before you could open up your business, right? You could have the place. You just can't run your business out of this place until you're permitted to do so. So Biden keeps saying how he gave them 9,000 leases, 9,000 leases. You hear it over and over from this senile coot's old mouth. That's great. But then after that is what's delaying everything and what's making oil companies not want to go ahead and start the process of drilling on them lands. They're not getting the permits to be able to do so from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They're not giving them the permits to actually start the exploratory drilling on these lands. Okay? He's going to loosen those restrictions, like Trump did. Okay? Because you know his economy is just shit right now. Buying $7 a dozen eggs is fucking ridiculous. I went to the grocery store 2 days ago and bought a dozen and a half, an 18 pack of eggs. It was over $10. $10 for 18 eggs. Okay? When he tells you about, how I'm not going to tax anybody under $400,000, wrong. The people that make over $400,000 aren't worried about paying for $10 for 18 eggs. Okay? They don't care. It's the people under $400,000. You, me, almost everybody you know that is actually feeling the pinch. Okay? So he might not have actually taxed you at all. You're not maybe paying extra income tax to the federal government every time you get your paycheck. However, you are feeling it in other ways. Don't forget that. So those are my predictions for what Joe Biden is going to do. We'll come back later on, revisit this, see if it actually comes true. In the meantime, go ahead and hit those like and subscribe buttons and turn on that little bell notification. Anytime I upload another podcast area of my videos, boom, you'll get notified, okay, here on YouTube. Let me know what you think about this little prediction, about him closing the border and opening up permitting processes for the oil leases now that the Republicans have control of the House. And finally, McCarthy got the speakership. Whether you agree with it or not, doesn't matter. We're at least now getting the ball rolling. So again, hit those subscribe buttons, the like down there, comment what you think, okay, about these two predictions. And turn your bell notifications so the next time I open up here, I'll put this one up here next, right? You'll get notified. All right, thank you. Have a good day.